Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Pulp Crazy. I'm Jason Aiken. In this week's episode, I will be discussing Jailbreak by Paul Ernst. It appeared in the July 1937 issue of Weird Tales magazine. It wasn't the cover story this month, but it did get a nice interior illustration by Virgil Finley. The story focuses on an inmate, Alfred Little, who is in for life and wants to escape the prison. He is in there for murdering his ward, a 21-year-old woman named Elizabeth Moore. He murdered her in order to gain access to her $500,000 inheritance. The murder weapon was a sub-microscopic germ that he exposed her to. The germ is deadly and is said to kill like a flaming sword, but in an undetectable manner. Little obtained this germ with the cooperation of Dr. Harley, a physician or scientist who worked with the government. As the story opens, both Little and Harvey are in prison, so justice seems to have prevailed. However, Little is a soft man with a paunch. He's not made for the hard life behind bars. He hears whispers that Harley has come up with a means of escape, and he inquires to Harley about this. This is despite Harley's immense hatred for him. Eventually, Harley lets Little in on his secret. Before being arrested, he developed a concoction that allows human skin cells to mimic the background behind them, like a chameleon. Harley tells Little he is able to create this using a drug from the prison hospital as a base, but he warns him that there are consequences. Evidently, after taking it, the person begins to see things. Harley tells him that prison would be the better alternative. After a run-in in the mess hall with a prisoner who didn't take kindly to Little stealing his food, Little decides he has to get out because he won't last in prison. Harley creates a blood-red concoction and gives it to Little. That night, Little strips down naked, and he uses a hidden hacksaw to saw off the middle bar of his cell. He then takes the concoction and is astonished at the results. I won't go into any more of the story because I don't want to spoil it, but needless to say, this drug isn't everything he bargained for. I would rate this story around a B- in quality. This isn't one of the best Weird Tales I've read, but it's still an enjoyable read for as long as it is. It also kind of feels like this was a piece that Ernst may have wanted to submit to science fiction pulps, but he later retold it and added some weird elements in order to sell it to Weird Tales. I don't have any proof of that, it's just a gut feeling. The naming of the microbacterial and the concoction, it just seems a little too technical for Weird Tales, but I could be wrong. Some of the positive aspects of this story are the fast pace, as well as the unusual setting inside of a prison. This is also only the second time I've read a pulp story where the main character could be classified as a bad guy. The only other story I can remember where this occurs that I've read is in H.P. Lovecraft's Winged Death. Jailbreak isn't very long. I read it in a little under 10 minutes. I found it online in a Weird Tales scan, but I'll be sure to zip the pages featuring this story together and put it up on the website for anyone who wants to download and read it. Thanks again for watching. Pulp Crazy is located at pulpcrazy.com. I'm at Pulp Crazy on Twitter and facebook.com/pulpcrazy. You can also email me at pulpcrazy@gmail.com. Until next time.